Hi, I'm Commissioner Nancy Jester, and welcome to Nancy Jester Reports for Tuesday, August 23rd. So I'm going to give you a report on what happened at your Board of Commissioners meeting today. Probably the most important thing that we did today was we confirmed an internal auditor. So we had received the 2 nominations from the Audit Oversight Committee, and pursuant to state law, we have now selected one of those nominations to be the internal auditor for DeKalb County. So I look forward to them starting soon. The person that we approved, his name is John Green. He is currently he's with the Florida Department of State Office of the Inspector General. He had a great interview. I enjoyed meeting him the other day, so congratulations to him. I look forward to his work and it helping us improve accountability in government in DeKalb County. So well done. Amongst some of the other things we did today was to approve the certificates of participation. That is the financial instrument that we are using to finance the building of the new animal shelter. I wish we had done that from current budget funds because it is a debt instrument, but nonetheless that decision has already been made by the Commission against my objections. But we did go ahead and fund those today, so $12,490,000 in the bond issuance essentially will go out. It's going to be in a private placement situation, so I have some questions about that. We'll talk to our financial advisor at our finance committee today. One thing we did today of interest, we had a number of contracts that we approved. As I'm just looking through our agenda here, but one that I wanted to bring to your attention was really a ratification of emergency spending, and it was some spending on some heavy equipment that was needed for an emergency repair. And these things come up, and normally we have a contract that we work with that allows us to contract for certain specialized equipment pursuant to the emergency need at the time, but it's all under a contract. Well, this contract had expired as of December 31st, 2015, and it just managed to slip through our purchasing department, and they just finished bidding it out and are just tabulating the bids now in August, the end of August 2016. So for almost a year, we have not had an appropriate contract for the use of emergency equipment that we might need to handle any emergencies that we have, maybe a watershed emergency, a roads and drainage emergency, where you need specialized heavy equipment. So I'm very concerned about purchasing. I'm keeping an eye on that. I think that there have been some new changes there. We lost our purchasing director a while back who did a great job to reform that department. I hope we're not going in another direction now. I think we need a new director there, and so I'm keeping an eye on that. This is just one of those types of things that happens when leadership isn't strong and doesn't have good processes in place. So let's keep an eye on that. I've asked for, and they have delivered to me, a master list of all the contracts that purchasing and contracting handles during any given year. And I asked them about some of their processes. Are they following this calendar so that they stay ahead of all the renewals and all the invitations to bid and things they need to do? But I'm just not satisfied with that performance yet. So I'm keeping an eye on that. Additionally, we got a new look at the DeKalb Local Small Business Enterprise Ordinance. So I will be looking at this. Essentially what this is, and other counties have it, I don't like these, okay, just to be perfectly honest. I think we ought to just go with low bid, period. But what is going on is you get some consideration if you are registered as a local small business enterprise. This has no component of, it's just anybody locally meeting certain requirements. It's not a set aside based on any kind of status, whether it's demographic status or gender status, and none of that. It is simply local. So anyone is encouraged to be certified as a local small business enterprise. But the problem is if a local small business enterprise gets some extra points added to their bid and gets something, and it costs the taxpayers a higher price for it, I have a problem with that. So that was, I think, always a defect in the ordinance. I have not read the new proposed ordinance yet, but I hope it takes into account that defect and fixes it. So hopefully it's something where, yes, you might get have a preference for being a local small business, but you've got to meet or match or do better than the price that is the lowest price we get. So that way we would be compliant with state law regarding lowest price bids. So I'll look at it. I'm not a big fan of these types of programs, but we'll see if it fixes some of the problems I think the ordinance was causing in the past. So there's that. One of the things, so in just a little bit I'll go into our Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee meeting, and as you can see here I've got EPIS for Finance, and that's something that I'm going to have an ongoing conversation with you about, basically how the Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee has been working over the last many years. Because as I told you to begin with, we confirmed an auditor today, and that was pursuant to state law and a referendum that you, the voters, passed. But actually, as far back as 2010, the Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee could have selected an auditor, and in fact, the County Organizational Act provided for the Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee to select an internal auditor and recommend it to the full board, and that was the conduit whereby DeKalb County could have an internal auditor. But that committee failed to do it. It has failed to do it since 2010. It has failed to do it now. That would be the A in the Finance, Audit, and Budget, the FAB committee as we call it. The A is for audit. We never did that. F is for finance, and that would mean to me that you get regular financial updates on the cash positions and the budgeting positions, the actual budgeting positions versus the beginning of the budget on a regular basis, and you're reviewing them. As long as I have been here in DeKalb County, the Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee has never done so. We have never received any report like that, and there's never been any vetting of the financial situation of DeKalb County. And so I think we need a massive reform in that committee, and I'm going to talk to you more about that as for the rest of this year, really. This is going to be a strong push and advocacy of change that I want to see as we get ready to go into the budget season and into the next fiscal year in 2017. So F is for finance, and we need to be looking at our financials. And for that matter, we need to have a CFO. Right now, I don't know if you're aware, but DeKalb County does not have a CFO. We've interviewed for them. I was on the interviewing committee, but yet we have failed to receive a recommendation from the CEO about who our CFO should be so that we can vote on it as a Board of Commissioners. That is also something that is putting us, I think, at a great deal of risk. So I look forward to, again, talking with you more about these specifics and advocating for reforms and movement on these issues. So thanks, and stay tuned for the next Nancy Jester Reports.